Making the move from city to countryside is often a momentous step.
Oh wow, wisteria up the front. Butterflies for this one.
But for many years, Escape to the Country has been supporting countless people on rural adventures.
Oh, wow.
It's beyond my wildest dreams.
We've travelled to the most picturesque pockets of Britain.
What's going through your mind?
I've got tingles. I'm hoping those are tears of joy.
To showcase thousands of exquisite country properties.
That's beautiful. This is perfect.
I think this is awesome.
Not all missions are straightforward.
Look at that face! Look at that face!
But they are often invaluable journeys that can lead to a whole new way of life.
This is, I think, what most people have in their mind's eye, don't they? I want a country kitchen.
It is, totally.
So join us as we catch up with those who transformed their lives when they escaped to the country.
Let's face it, for many buyers on Escape to the Country, their move is all about achieving a slower pace of life. But every now and again, we meet couples who are after the polar opposite. A new place to call home, plus a fresh challenge. And that was exactly the case for the couple I'm revisiting today.
When I first met Philip and Gill 7 years ago, they were confirmed Londoners on the corporate ladder, living and working in the city. But they wanted to swap one busy life for another, this time as their own bosses in the countryside. And the area they had set their sights on was the East Anglian county of Suffolk, somewhere without a single city to its name. I'm delighted to be back in this part of the country to catch up with Gill and Philip, and I'm curious to discover what happened to their ambitious relocation dreams after we finished filming with them. 2014 got off to a stormy start with widespread flooding across Britain. There was also something in the air with couple Gill and Philip, who'd been together 2 years, as they were brewing up radical plans for a lifestyle and location shift. Home for them then was a 2-bedroom flat in Shoreditch, at the heart of London's trendy East End.
We've got Hoxton Market just outside our window, which has its upside, because if we want a bunch of flowers or some jelly deals, it's the East End after all. We can get them whenever we want.
Philip had recently left his job as deputy head of a school and was working from home as a freelance education consultant. Gill's career in finance was still very much tied to the city, but he was willing to embrace a longer commute for the chance to live in rural Suffolk.
The quality of life there, it does appeal to me. I've done a lot in London, and I think this is the time to move on.
They'd already got a taster with a country bolt hole.
We've got a little cottage in Suffolk, and we've been going there every weekend, lots of holidays. We go on a Friday night. That's it, you know, it's a romantic getaway.
They wanted to embrace their getaway as their permanent home.
I've always been horse mad, and I used to participate in a sport called eventing. About 15 years ago, I sort of gave it up to focus on my career, and I really want to go back and have another horse. Nothing will make me happier than getting up in the morning, going to feed my horse and going out riding.
There were big plans for an equestrian bed and breakfast business to host paying guests.
It's a life makeover. I want to make jam, I want to look after horses, I want to look after our bed and breakfast guests, and
we think we're good about me.
Yeah, no,
you should say I'm going to look after you too.
Well, you can say your bit now.
Gill and Philip needed a lot from their new home if it was to deliver the life change they craved. There were outbuildings for stables and guest accommodation to find, as well as at least 3 acres of land. They wanted a minimum of 4 bedrooms in the house itself, which should offer character and definitely not be a bungalow. But their trickiest ask was location. Very rural, yet within a 2-hour commute of London. All for a maximum of £850,000. our mission kicked off in the village of Somersham, 7 miles from Ipswich, where trains travelled to London in just an hour and 15 minutes. The property was surrounded by fields, so I was confident we'd nailed the location.
I like the look of it.
Yeah.
Good start.
Yeah, no, it's a really lovely house, actually. What a lovely setting.
Parts of the house, the far side really, date back as far as 1580. Now, when you get inside, suddenly that history comes alive.
All right.
Great.
So far, so good. Can't wait to see inside. I want to see more.
They said they wanted character, and this Grade 2 listed timber-framed farmhouse served it up in spades.
Now, what do you think of this?
Wow. There is a bit of a wow factor.
I hoped for something like this, standing outside.
And there were more period features in the kitchen.
I like that.
Wow.
I love cooking.
Do you?
I do. I love it. And he likes eating.
I like eating. That's the perfect combination.
And I guess it's quite easy if you are entertaining and have a dinner party. It's just, you know.
Well, yeah, you get the best of both worlds, don't you? Because, you know, you're not separated.
Yeah.
It's still an entertaining space.
That's good.
But the remaining reception room flagged a small size issue.
It's a living room.
Cozy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cosy sounds like you're expecting maybe a bit bigger. Don't you know?
No, we like cozy, but yeah, but maybe it was for the living area.
I've always been partial to sort of slightly claustrophobic places.
Well, for those keener on a bit more light and air, there was an attached sunroom. And upstairs, space was no problem, with a large family bathroom that had a roll-top copper bath and 4 good-sized bedrooms, including a master suite.
I love the chimney breasts, because that'd be warm when the house is warm, when the fire's on.
Good size.
Yeah.
And I love that. I'm not sure in the dark how it's going to be with that, but I love that.
Outside, in the cold light of day, there was clearly scope for their equestrian B&B ambitions too. The land provided a 3-acre paddock and a choice of 2 outbuildings, both connected to utilities.
Now, going to your business idea, you'd initially think stables. I actually think if you can put stables elsewhere, that would be great accommodation for guests.
Yeah.
It would. And behind those trees, in a way, would be good for the stables.
Yeah, be perfect, wouldn't it?
So, with a bit firmly between their teeth on this one, all that remained was to find out the price.
How much do you think it's on the market for?
775.
I've gone around 750.
Good guess. It's on the market for £750,000.
Coming in a comfortable £100,000 below their top budget, our search had set off comfortably in the saddle. Our quest then took us east and deeper into the Suffolk countryside, to the hamlet of Sternfield. Here, my next offering was a handsome Georgian farmhouse, set down a very quiet country lane.
This is it.
I like it already.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
I absolutely like it. Wow.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah.
You can see the big smile on the face. Definitely like it.
There is a compromise. There's always a compromise. And that's where we are. I'm stretching your commute, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Sorry.
You will be. No, I'm joking. No, well, you know, I always said, you know, if the location or the house is the house of our dreams, I'll be willing to compromise, I would say.
In we come.
With Gil willing to stretch the limits for the right property, we kicked off our tour in the rear extension.
I like it.
I'm not going to say anything because I already really like it and I don't want to give the game away.
So far, I could see us here and having our friends, family.
Yeah.
2 things that were in a good way.
2 thumbs up, good.
The double thumbs up continued with the dining room, which had a fully glazed aspect and sliding doors onto the garden. A cosy snug, and a larger reception room.
Love the fireplace.
In the short term, you've got a snug in a living room. In the long term, talking about maybe having guests to stay, you've got a sanctuary there at least, haven't you?
Well, that's their living room, isn't it? Because you can have that for the guests.
And upstairs, the options to divide personal space from B&B accommodation continued, as there were 5 bedrooms spread across 2 floors. The 2 top floor doubles shared a bathroom, and below were 3 further doubles, including the main room.
So you've got all the bedrooms you asked for.
I can't add those up. How many does that make?
You've got 5 bedrooms, so you've got all the bedrooms up here. Let me take you back outside, if I may.
To the side of the house was a large timber-framed outbuilding, offering possibilities for stables. There were 3 acres of land in total. Features included a footbridge across a small river, which led to a private meadow. And there was also the option to rent a paddock at the back of the property.
You said to someone, you know, show me a meadow. This would be it, wouldn't it?
It's just, you'd be so proud to live here, wouldn't you?
Now to the question of whether they could afford it.
This house is on the market for offers around £795,000.
Oh, wow. That surprised me, actually.
Yes.
My Grade 2 listed Georgian option gave them plenty to ponder on overnight, not least the longer commute that was just over 2 hours door to door.
It's multiple choice where to stay, because I can imagine probably just wanting to sleep in each room a different night of the week, because I'd like all of them to be my bedroom.
It's like being on holiday, actually. You're just looking around and those bridges. This is a romantic getaway, really. I'm speechless for that. I love it.
I must say, I found Philip and Gil's approach to house hunting really encouraging. Even though I knew that second property was further away from those all-important rail links back into London, they entered that property, crossing the threshold with open minds, and subsequently left that house with huge smiles upon their faces. Having a positive mindset in searches like this is especially helpful. So I was hoping that enthusiasm will continue in the mystery house. You want something quite different. You want land around you. You know there's going to be compromises, don't you?
Yeah,
Right,
we're fully aware of that.
So are you hinting at a project?
I'm hinting at a compromise. We're not showing you this house because we think it's unsuitable. We're just approaching it from a slightly different angle.
I know, yeah, we like that.
I did say to you at the very beginning that we are open-minded.
Well, our mystery house would certainly test that statement. Located a mile south of the village of Laxfield, the nearest train station was a 30-minute drive away. Given their aversion to bungalows, I was eager to get their response to my single-storey mystery offering.
First impressions?
I like it. Is it a bungalow?
Well, funny is to say that. It's converted barn.
Yes.
OK, but yeah, you're quite right. It is all on one level. You're not jumping for joy at the moment, are you?
I'm looking forward to seeing the stables and the equestrian centre that's behind it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, yes, this was the mystery house, and all about challenging those expectations. The home itself was vast at over 4,000 square feet of floor space, albeit mainly on the ground floor.
It's a spacious entrance, but the ceiling feels a bit low.
That's because there's a gallery above it.
Yeah.
There's a mezzanine level, if you like.
With that start, I could tell my mystery was possibly going to be a challenge too far for Gil and Philip. The living areas included a dining room with doors onto the garden and a separate reception room, again with a mezzanine above.
I like this bit.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
It's like a ski lodge.
Okay, yeah, you know, it's a good point, actually. I get that, yeah. This is your dedicated living room, away from your paying customers. This is just you guys.
Okay.
Let's see more.
Yeah,
Sure.
there's probably 3,500 square feet still to come, isn't there?
Good maths. I think you're about right. Let's go and have a look at some of it.
The kitchen was decidedly spacious, with exposed timbers to add to the lofty feel, and I was determined they should give this one credit.
Well,
Yes.
it's massive, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, for you guys, looking at your home stroke business, let's think about, you know, you've got your sanctuary away from people at the far end, haven't you? That living room just been to. You've got a snug here, looking out over the garden. Is this the sort of kitchen you could see yourselves in?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a fab kitchen, isn't it? You know, who would, what's not to like?
Phew, well, you can't say I didn't try. And there were 6 bedrooms in total. 3 of them were in a self-contained wing that also had its own open-plan reception with a kitchenette, as well as a bathroom, so more than enough for a few B&B guests. That left 2 further bedrooms served by a family bathroom, and a large ensuite for Philip and Gil.
Now, as it stands, this is the master bedroom.
Okay.
It's the biggest, and it's ensuite with a sunken bath in there, actually. Right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. When you consider that you could probably shut bits of the property off as and when guests come to stay, it could work quite well.
Well, I might have sold them the advantages of the interior layout, but there was no getting away from the fact that outside, the 1¼ acre plot was less than they'd hoped for. There was a detached garage, but when it came to space for horses, they'd have to look at rental options nearby.
What's your thoughts on this house?
Well, I mean, fair dues. It's a good attempt.
I feel like I'm being homeschooled now. This is the teacher coming out, isn't it? Am I getting a cross or a tick at the moment?
Little smiley face.
Right, OK.
But not a big beaming smile, just a little half.
Yeah. All right, well, look, it's on the market for a guide price of £725,000.
So marks for effort, but there were a few things working against my mystery option.
Location-wise, it did look good. But then when I realised it was all in one level, it was challenging.
I have to say, from my heart, I didn't get the feeling that it's the home that I would dream of.
Our East Anglian adventure wasn't all about property. We also gave them a taste of the area with a visit to a charity set up to conserve local horse breed, the Suffolk Punch.
In fact, you actually look quite a good size on her. I think we'll steal you back to ride her in shows.
Yeah, I'd love to ride her.
Oh, we buy them one then.
Of course, before they could buy any horses, they had to buy a home.
I'm pretty sure that your favourite house is house number 2, we saw yesterday afternoon.
It is a lovely house, and I knew from the moment that I saw it that you were presenting us with a real dilemma, which was why I was kind of nervous going around the house, because I didn't want to love it as much as I did. But the payoff of the 2-hour commute either way is such a big consideration.
What I would love to do is actually to try the commute. And,
it's a great idea.
And see, how long it actually would take.
Probably the deciding factor is always going to be emotionally based.
We'd looked at a fantastic selection of properties in Suffolk, each with a different take on Gil and Philip's needs for their relocation. In a strong field, there was one clearly leading the race. During our time together, there'd been much to consider that might help them cross the finish line and achieve their dream of moving to the country.
You don't need me to remind you that house hunting is a complex process. But when you add to it the ambitions of pursuing a new venture, well, that really needs some careful consideration. Philip and Gil's house hunting odyssey began with me 7 years ago in Suffolk. It took them a further 5 years to make their move, eventually landing over the border here in Norfolk. And this impressive thatched hall is where they call home now. It's also where they work. Let's find out more.
There have been some additions to Gil and Philip's clan since we last met.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Gil and Philip, how are you doing?
Very well.
Lovely to see you.
Good to see
This is an attractive pile of bricks underneath a furry head of hair.
I know.
Wow.
Oh, welcome to Old Hall.
This looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure it's amazing inside. Can we take a look?
Yeah,
sure.
Come with us.
Thank you.
Come on, Hattie. Come on.
Some hedge, this, isn't it? Entrance hedge, is that what it's called?
The tables are turned as it's Philip and Gil taking the lead for this tour of their splendid mid-16th century home, starting with their very grand dining hall.
Oh, that'll do.
Here we are.
Aren't we here as well? Wow. You both, when I showed you houses, responded well to period features and central focal points.
Yes.
You've got that in spades there, haven't you? I mean, that's a full inglenook there, isn't it? A real one.
Yeah, you can stand up in it, should you wish to.
The amazing entrance. I mean, it's like I'm entering a grotto through there. Your place in London, was that like a 2-bedroom flat?
Yeah.
I mean, how did you furnish this place? I mean, looking from the outside, it's massive.
That was a big thing, actually. So the first thing that we did was furnish the guest accommodation so that we could open to our guests, and then we slowly furnished our side.
That's a hospitality brain coming through straight away.
Yeah, hopefully, and a practical brain, I suppose, because, you know, we needed to make a living.
I'm very visual, so I kind of had in mind already how I wanted to design and redecorate this place. So we've done it.
The only thing in here that we've had longer than 2 years are the books.
Well, I tell you what, lads, if you decide to come out of hospitality, go into interior design or house staging, because this feels like the furniture has been here for yonks. Can we see more?
Yeah.
The main house has 3 reception rooms and 5 bedrooms laid out over 2 wings. Philip and Gil have taken the 3-bedroom wing for themselves and given over the other wing to create a 2-bedroom holiday let. I can't wait to see what they've done with the business end, but first I'm taking a look at the rest of the setup in their part of the home.
So here we are in the kitchen.
I'm laughing because this is, I think, what most people have in their mind's eye, don't they? I want a country kitchen.
It is, totally.
And you've got it, haven't you?
So I don't know if we've watched too much Emmerdale, but we've all got that blueprint in our minds. So this is pretty much a farmhouse kitchen.
I noticed you've got a range. I mean, some people say, oh, it took a while getting used to a range. I love them, do you?
I love them. I cook them. I cook now every day on them, really.
Do you?
Yeah.
How much time do you spend around this lovely farmhouse or country kitchen dining table?
This is the most used room in the house, I would say, for us.
If you collect mostly around the kitchen table, that suggests start of the day, get up and go, quick cup of coffee, and then you're off. So are your lives quite busy?
It's very busy.
Yeah.
We still wake up very early.
How early?
We wake up at 5:30.
Well, you got a paper round?
I know.
5:30?
Well, yeah. Well, we used to wake up at 5:30 to commute to London when we first lived here. So we did that for a few months, and now that we don't commute anymore, we still wake up at 5:30.
That commute was at the heart of their search, and they set us a strict 2-hour journey time. Given this location breaks that limit, I'm interested to learn that Gil's now left his city job to focus on the holiday lets full time.
Of course, it's always sunny here, right?
Always. It's part of the service.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what's been created in the self-catering guest wing, reached via its own outside space with a separate entrance.
Come through.
Come through.
Thank you. I suppose dogs could come in, are they? It's dog friendly, is it?
Oh, we're more than dog friendly. We're actually
Human friendly.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, accommodation like this, and you're allowed to bring your dogs.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we've had a Great Dane in here.
You kitted all this out yourselves. So, and you moved in here, what, 2 years ago? It's lovely, really, really nice.
I love it. So I do. Every time I walk in here to make sure that it's ready for a check-in. It feels good.
This feels special. It's got a certain chic to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Quite often we hear, we don't want to leave. We want to live here. Or the interior is amazing.
Now here's the interesting point. You move in here. This is a gorgeous room. Look at those window seats. It's twin aspect, and then this speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Was it painful giving it over to guests and not making it your own?
I don't think we ever considered it our own, this bit, because we always knew that this bit was going to be for guests. If it was all ours, I would feel it was a bit decadent. Like, personally, I think 3 bedrooms is more than enough for us.
Yeah, okay.
Because I would feel, well, why would we sort of washing around in a massive house?
It's no small consideration letting out an entire wing of your home. As well as forfeiting this reception room with open-plan kitchenette and dining, upstairs they've given over 2 guest bedrooms, including a master ensuite. And the business end of the property doesn't end there. Outside, there's a converted 1-bedroom coach house, giving them additional rental revenue. The ground floor is a bright, multifunctional living space.
Oh, this is completely different, isn't it?
Yes.
How old's this then?
Well, I think it's probably not as old as the house, but it is the coach house. So at one time, I imagine they kept horses here.
Yeah.
We have done quite a lot to it. It's one of our lockdown projects, and I'll show you the fruits of our labours upstairs.
That sounds interesting.
I soon spot some bold design choices.
I imagine you sell this place on pictures of that bath alone.
It's crying out for a bath, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, I'm crying out for a bath like that. My eyes are drawn to all sorts of features here, which obviously have been put in by you.
We did things as, like, for instance, I found that door, behind the stables, and I just thought, well, let's make a mirror out of it.
Of course you did. Aren't you supposed to be a banker? You're this creative maestro all of a sudden,
Maybe I was in the wrong position after all.
I've definitely been impressed and surprised by his interior design flair. He's just taken to this business like a duck to water, literally.
I think it's effortless when you enjoy what you're doing.
Yes, but I know through my time selling hotels that there's a lot of work that goes on here. So why don't we just sort of settle somewhere and talk through how this business works? Because I think that'd be inspiring to anybody looking to take a part in this journey.
Yeah. Sure, absolutely.
Lead the way, after you.
Okay.
They bought this 16th century Grade 2 listed hall for £825,000 in March 2019. It's a considerable property to take on, and with guests to keep happy too, I'm wondering if the move has delivered the life they dreamt of when we met 7 years ago.
You could be forgiven for being daunted. I mean, it's got a thatched house, which terrifies a lot of people. Look at all these lawns. I mean, it's...
Yes. Yeah, this lawn takes 6 hours to do. The whole house.
Get a robotic mower, mate. 6 hours?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it, or is it a chore now?
I kind of zone out.
I must confess, I have enjoyed every single minute of it.
Well, that's lovely to hear, but it was always going to be a huge leap. 2 city heads. I mean, you lived in Shoreditch, for goodness sake. I mean, that's right smack bang in the heart of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
What things, in terms of a home, have you really had to adjust to?
I think because we have guests, you have to keep it to a standard that if you just lived here, you wouldn't need to keep it to that standard. That just takes a lot of work.
It's clear they've thrown themselves wholeheartedly into their new life in this home, but I'm curious to find out how they ended up here so far from London, given their priorities last time we met.
What happened with the place that you liked so much with me, that farmhouse?
We tortured ourselves a little bit about that because we did love the house a lot. But when we looked at the actual journey, which was a long drive, then a train, then a change, then another train, then a tube, we just we couldn't make it work.
But then you chose to go even further, really, geographically, to Norfolk, even further away.
I knew that I could work from here, so there was security of that.
I went in consultancy myself, just preparing for the transition of then eventually to be full-time here, just to give a bit more flexibility there. But we did the homework, and before actually committing to this place, I spent a week here in the nearest town, and I commute every day just to see, would that work?
That's putting it into practice, because the theory is fine, isn't it?
We were very committed to the move, so we wanted to get that right. I continued commuting to London, so I did that for another 10 months.
10 months? But that's also, you did compromise. By going further away from London, suddenly you get more real estate. That was the big compromise, wasn't it?
Yeah. And, when we moved here, we didn't anticipate that Gil would be able to leave his job and, that he would run this business and that would provide us with sufficient income. So, we didn't know that, but that's how it's turned out.
I'm struck by the effort Gil and Philip put into this move. Although they've taken on a demanding property, they do get to mix business with pleasure. Test driving local attractions and suppliers is one of the perks of their new life. And today, local chocolatier Marcella is showing us how she makes the truffles Gil serves as part of an optional afternoon tea.
Marcella is one of the local producers here, and she's an absolute amazing chocolatier.
Ah, very kind of you.
Excellent news. We're going to be making these lovely treats and truffles today, is that right?
Yes, all right.
So Marcella, are these a Brazilian truffle, are they?
Yes, so this is brigadeiros. It's very traditional in our country. This is made with condensed milk, fresh cream and chocolate, a little bit of butter.
What do I do?
Please take the spoon and take a big, a brigadeiro there and put in your hands, on your hands. Start to roll beautifully. Yes,
beautifully? I don't do many things beautifully.
And you put inside with the sprinkles and roll inside the sprinkles as well.
Just roll it?
Just roll that.
As it is, we're having this in the afternoon teas, but we are brought up with this. As a kid, you don't go to a birthday party without one of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one of the most popular truffles that you have. So for me, meeting Marcella here and having the opportunity to bring into your afternoon tea, it was just, what not to like. And I've been also lucky enough to meet other local suppliers.
Is that important to you? Is that as part of what your business ethos here is?
It is. It's very important. The list is just growing, but with really nice local produce and super fresh.
So Marcella, when these guys moved in and contacted you or met you, what was it like? You now have another customer.
Yeah, no, it's a good news because we can offer our treats. And a lot of people can show and know about brigadeiros too. And Gil and Felipe can help us with that.
But also, you come up here to this part of Norfolk and you think, oh, it's going to be traditional Norfolk stay. And then you have a lot of the multiculturalism of London, but here in the countryside location.
Yeah, good point. Who would have thought you'd be doing some Brazilian truffle in my garden?
When I got up this morning, I didn't think I'd be doing this. But also, I didn't think I had the willpower to not scoff these as soon as I touched them. I'm exercising every bit of willpower I've got in my body at the moment.
To be fair, you're actually not doing too badly.
No, you're doing very well for your first time. Congratulations. It's done. It's perfect.
They're not as pretty as yours, but I'm quite happy with that. I enjoyed making these. Have you got any spares anywhere that maybe have...
Yes, I have some spares.
Oh, you might be for a treat later. If you're a good boy, you'll be up for a treat.
Gil and Philip have asked me to join them for one of their afternoon teas later on today. So although these keep for up to 2 weeks, I'm hoping I won't be waiting that long to try one. First, I'm joining Philip and some four-legged friends to get an update on the all-important horsey ambitions for the move.
I've got to tell you, I grew up on a stud around horses. I've got no experience of donkeys. Right, come over here then, come on. So, what do they say about children and animals, isn't it? Who have we got here? Who's who?
So, Daphne du Maurier.
Of course. Hello, Daphne.
She's the mum, yeah.
Right.
And Dorothy Parker, she's the daughter.
Now, come on, Dottie.
So,
be a good girl.
She was born here last year. Just came out one day and there she was in the field.
All right.
Just a few hours old. So she's only a year old now. She's very opinionated.
Yeah, I'm getting that. So who's the good-looking bay horse?
The good-looking, handsome one here, that's Finn.
Right.
So he's my event horse. Obviously that was one of the main things about moving here. And I evented quite a lot 22 years ago. So I've literally come back to it. We've already done quite a few events this season.
Wow.
It's going very well.
You're fully horsey again, aren't you?
Fully horsey, fully immersed in it, and got them at home. So it's literally...
That's your dream, isn't it?
Dream
that was your dream anyway. You wanted horses. But also, you and Gil, well, let's face it, I mean, the business idea, you wanted initially an equestrian B&B, didn't you?
Yes.
So have you sort of included the equine part into the business here?
Yes, definitely, yes. We're especially welcoming
All right.
to people that bring their horse and people that bring their dogs. We've even had someone that brought her hamsters. All of our guests love interacting with the animals.
All this has been made possible by their new home, which came with 3 acres of land, as well as stables and a menage. And the couple rent 2 further acres of land, all surrounded by countryside.
So, I mean, that's the dream. You've got all these facilities and you've great hacking out.
Yes, and there's lovely off-road hacking locally. You can go out on your horse here and not hit a road for like 3 hours.
That's a major box ticked.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I ride every day and I compete nearly every week.
Wow.
And I have my lessons and I'm very dedicated to it.
I mean, I take my hat off to you. You've done what you said, and I'll repeat this over and over. You know, people coming on Escape to the Country wanting animals. You've done it.
Yeah, the animals are actually the thing that makes this place home.
Really?
Yeah, completely. And if our dogs go to the groomers for the day, we're wandering around looking out the windows thinking, when are they coming back? We're super attached to all the animals, and the greatest pleasure that we have, I think, is giving the animals a happy home.
Well, I think she's getting restless, young Dorothy. Should we take them in?
They probably want their lunch.
Should we go some food, ladies? I've put together a course of hay.
Yeah.
Sat on a bed of hay. How's that? Yeah? And you can wash that down with a bit of water.
Followed by maybe a little carrot aperitif.
Oh.
All right, let's go and have your lunch.
And this lot aren't the only ones with animal appetites that need sating. Gills with their feathered flock, who are also ready for a feed.
Look at all these chickens!
Welcome to Old Hall Egg Emporium.
It's an egg emporium, isn't it? I mean, I've never seen so many different breeds of hen.
We have Polish chickens, Japanese, Chinese.
You said Chinese? Let me speak to your hens. Ni hao. She'll probably back to me. No, forget it.
They probably respond if you give them some treat, I think. That's all you have.
Well, this is my next question. I thought I was going to be serving lunch to some trendy London type. This is like a Buddha bowl salad. Come on then. Why so many hens?
Well, to be fair, we only started with Phil with the rescues. I really got the burger thing. They've got personality, that's for sure. This white one here, she waits on me every night to be put to bed. That sounds mad as it is, but
yes, it is. It does sound mad as it is.
They have different names as well, like Sade. We've got Beyonce there.
Which one's Beyonce?
Beyonce's a crazy one, right by your feet there.
This one? Oh, she looks like a powerful woman.
and he is all Philip's divas, really. So yeah, he named all of them.
But like everything about this move, it seems Gil can't help but have his eye on a business opportunity.
We only start with the rescue, Fort Rescue, but then we noticed that, you know, it's another add-on that is really nice and add to the experience here. So guests can come and collect the eggs themselves, or we put a little basket there with a little postcard from the hens to the guests.
Oh, lovely.
So, you know, every morning
really nice.
they'll get fresh eggs, and then, you know, it's a really nice touch.
But you've done something clever in as much that you wanted this, you enjoy doing this, but the byproduct is actually it feeds very well and nicely into the business. Because you're so fresh from the city,
True.
You understand A, the frustrations, but B, the aspirations of guests. And I think that's key here, isn't it?
Yeah.
After all that, you'd think it's about time for a nice sit down over a cuppa. But oh no, we're heading for the gym, where the couple have even more to keep them busy.
Do you use it much?
It's the least used room in the house. We're on the go all the time, so we don't really need to use it. Guests do use it though.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this is our future plan. So we're going to convert this to another self-catering accommodation.
Oh, brilliant. So you'll have 3 units to let out?
Yes, so that's it then. That's
well, yeah. I'll believe that. That's it then. Is that it? No. When are you thinking of starting this?
We have already approved and the design is already being done. I've already done the interior myself.
Where do you two find the time? Well, let's find out. Let's have a sit down and talk about it.
Finally, we get to enjoy that afternoon tea.
I must say I'm hugely impressed with not only what you've got here, but what you've done since moving here. I mean, you must have been flat out. Do you ever get any moments to yourselves to enjoy your new life here?
Yeah, we do. We disciplined ourselves to do that because we realised that we weren't getting those moments. So now we make sure that we spend an evening a week just doing something with the dogs, or something nice for us, like take them to the beach or to the woods.
But also, after taking riding lessons, I think the ultimate goal is that we could go out and ride together, to go to a beach ride or something nice.
Tell me, cast your mind back to, 7 years ago, your dream was to find a home in the countryside that could also earn you money. Do you think that objective has changed?
Has our dream changed? I don't think mine has. It's yours?
The ultimate goal was for me to leave banking altogether and be full-time in our own business. And I think we just did that sooner than we expected.
You'll be an inspiration to a lot of people who want to do a rural-based business. You really will be. I mean, you've inspired me. What advice then would you give to people living in a big city but want to move to the countryside?
For me, what worked for me is mapping out the stages of it. So setting up the business, you know.
A roadmap.
A roadmap, and sort of incrementally working towards it. I'm a planner and very analysis-minded, so I needed a set of milestones. I couldn't have taken just a leap of faith, but having said that, at some point you do have to take that first step, and you just have to, for instance, give up your job, which I did. So you do need a little bit of guts as well.
Now, you, in a lot of ways, have exacted your revenge on me. When I ask people what their favourite house is, I normally put cakes in front of them. And now it's your turn to me. So when are we going to start these cakes?
Again.
At last, a Brazilian truffle with my name on it.
It's amazing.
Oh, I love them. I love the texture.
I think Humphrey's got his eye on that sausage roll.
It's been an utter pleasure to see Philip and Gil living the dream they set out for themselves 7 years ago. They went for their country escape, and they have truly achieved it.
Despite a very difficult year across the hospitality sector, we're seeing a rising number of escapees who are keen to dip their toes in the water, be it operating self-catering accommodation, yurts or even shepherd huts. Catching up with Philip and Gil today, I've seen firsthand just how much effort goes into operating a business like this. I've got nothing but admiration for their passion. I think they'll be the first to admit, though, they've not quite got that balance between work-life sorted out just yet. But with places like this on their doorstep, when they do get that downtime, they're spoilt for choice. I wish them both the very best for the future.
If you also dream of escaping to the country in Wales, Scotland, England or Northern Ireland and would like our help, why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.